So there's a job post on EA's website for Project Renee, aka The Sims 5. As you can see, the post is for Head of Monetization and Marketplace for Project Renee. Own Project Renee's in-game marketplace of content and UGC free and paid. And manage a data-informed player-centric player purchase journey, maximizing values to players, optimizing player spend patterns, and minimizing player churn. If you don't know, player churn basically means when players abandon a game. So basically keeping people playing the game for as long as possible. But more importantly, okay, own pricing of all content in this free to enter game. Also, a little bit off topic and a little bit political, okay? We also offer a package of benefits, including pay time off 3 weeks per year. Is that all you Americans get off, like, for work? Like, is that all you get off as paid vacation time? I'm so sorry. That's horrific. 3 bloody weeks, that's nothing. So the thing that really worries me is that they don't say it's a free-to-play game. They say it's a free-to-enter game. What does that mean? See, this is the impression I get. It's free to enter The Sims 5, but in order to, like, play it properly, you have to buy things. Guys, I'm just so worried. I'm really worried that imagine if they do like refrigerator DLC, like it's free to enter the game, but if you want to feed your Sims, get a fridge for $4.99. Do you know what I mean? Like, it worries me, this term free to enter, because they didn't say free to play. Free to enter is a very specific term. Like, it's so specific. Why would you call it free to enter? Why wouldn't you just say free to play? Clearly it's not going to be free to play. I'm worried on so many angles. I don't know where to start. Firstly, can I address the cameras higher than usual? I wanted to hide my double chin. Is it going to work? You let me know. Now you can all see my birthing hips. I've always had wide hip bones. Why are you calling it free to enter and not free to play? It gives me the impression, okay, that The Sims 5 is going to be a metaverse, and that terrifies me. It really does terrify me. EA also did an article recently. Okay, looking at this blue article here, Project Renee supports both mobile and PC experiences, blah, blah, blah. We need to support a wide variety of experiences, simulations, socialization, creative tools for furniture and interior design, creative tools for clothing and characters, plus new social experiences. I really don't want The Sims 5 to be a metaverse, honestly. If The Sims 5 is a metaverse, guys, I think I'm gonna lose it. SatchOnSims, a YouTube channel, it's getting deleted. I don't think I could cope with it. I mean, we hide behind our virtual lives known as The Sims because we don't have real lives. We don't have friends. That's why we make fake friends in The Sims. I don't want to play with other people in my world. I don't want it to turn into a metaverse. I don't. Nothing wrong with metaverses. Metaverses are great, but The Sims is not a metaverse. It's The Sims. And that's why I'm scared they're calling it free to enter, not free to play, because you play a game, but you enter a metaverse. You don't play a metaverse and you don't enter a game, and it gets worse. We also had to figure out ways for players to connect without all the social experience features in place, like party voice chat and find a friend. We had to make sure players could actually find each other and play together. They're talking about the testing, how basically players could find each other in the testing phase. That's fine, but it seems like they're emphasizing a lot on playing together, and that's the original route that The Sims 4 was going to go down. Back when The Sims 4 was in its very early stages, it was supposed to be an online game, and it was so poorly received that they had to change it last minute and rush and make The Sims 4 as it is today. And now they're repeating the same mistake. I'm terrified. I mean, here's the thing, like, if they did an enhanced version of The Sims 4 gallery, I think that would be amazing. For example, you know how in The Sims 4 you can create lots, but what about in The Sims 5 if, for example, you can create custom objects? So for example, use bits and pieces, like you put a cushion on a sofa and you put things around it and save it all in one thing and sell that. Well, not sell it, but upload it for free on The Sims 5's gallery and upload it as like a custom object. That kind of stuff, I'm all for that kind of multiplayer experience. A more advanced, less glitchy version of The Sims 4 gallery, I'm here for that. I think that would be amazing. I just don't know how I feel. I really hope they're not going to go down the route of like playing with other people in the game with you. I don't want that to be happening. I don't want to wake up and put on my game and find that other people have put builds in my world. Do you know what I mean? Is it going to be my world or is it going to be an MMO world? God forbid. God forbid The Sims 5 is an MMO. I'll scream. There is some good news, which may be good, may be bad. As we saw in the original teasers, the game showed to have have apartment buildings, something that's traditionally been locked behind DLC with The Sims. But on this article, they spoke about apartment customization. That gives me the impression that apartments are coming to The Sims 5, so it won't be a pack feature, which is great. But if it's like an MMO, imagine if it's like this system where like every single player gets assigned an apartment. Like you can't just build on any lot anywhere with any house. Like you have to live in this MMO metaverse apartment and you get assigned it like some Chinese social credit system. Like I don't mean to get political again. I'm not living in a social credit core metaverse system. I can't deal with that. I don't want to be assigned an apartment, and I don't want, you know, richer players being able to get bigger apartments like some kind of social class system. Again, getting political. We already have enough of that in the UK, classism. I don't want to deal with it in The Sims. I'm so hoping that it's not an MMO. We also need to address UGC. If you don't know what UGC is, it's like, do any of you play Roblox? Like, you know, on Roblox, creators can like create items and they can sell them on there. So like I could make an object and then sell it. They do that in like Second Life and IMVU as well. I mean, it's a nice idea because you can create things and get paid for it. But I'm concerned from the perspective of The Sims in terms of sharing creations, because on the Sims 4 gallery right now, you can just upload something and share it. And if somebody else has the same packs as you, they can download it. If you don't have the same packs, the game tries to replace objects that you don't own. But if somebody, for example, creates a lot in The Sims 5 and it contains, you know, 50 player created items, each made by a different creator, if you put that into your game, is the game just going to be like, nope, sorry, you don't own these 50 objects. They each cost $1 each. So you're going to have to pay a total of $50 if you want to download this build. Like, how is it going to be? This is why I'm so concerned. Like The Sims, DLC is bad enough, but if we have like DLC plus and or microtransactions, that is going to honestly be a nightmare. Microtransactions do not work for a game like The Sims. Roblox, lovely, throw all the microtransactions in there. Genuinely, I think The Sims is trying to turn themselves into Roblox. I really do. I think they've seen the success of Roblox and they're like, oh, we want to upsell people, you know, Simbucks as Roblox and make them buy all this stuff with currency. It just doesn't work for The Sims. It works for Second Life, IMVU, Roblox, lovely. It just can't work for The Sims. It won't, and people are going to hate it. And it just feels a little bit exploitive because, you know, there is hundreds of thousands of mods and custom content for The Sims 4 right now online for free. This whole like UGC where modders could potentially upload their custom content onto The Sims 5 gallery and get paid for it, and, you know, EA maybe makes 10% commission on that. It feels like they're trying to capitalize on free mods and free custom content, and it just feels like, you know, if they did do that, it would be a barrier for players. Obviously this is like 100% speculative because I have absolutely no idea, but it sounds like that from the job post. If you, for example, create a custom content kitchen set, sell it for $3 and EA takes 50%, yeah, the modder gets paid. That is lovely, but from the perspective of a player, they're being exploited because they would have to pay for, you know, custom content where they wouldn't have to done that in The Sims 1, 2, 3 and 4. Don't get me wrong, UGC would be fine if EA still allowed free custom content. So like, fingers crossed all the modders will continue to do free custom content for The Sims 5. But, you know, if it's like a proper online thing, custom content might not even be viable. The Sims should always stay as a single player experience. I don't know what you feel about that, but I just feel like it should. I think if they had a multiplayer thing, it would have to be like a special online mode. And honestly, if I had to choose between microtransactions versus normal packs, I'd rather just get the normal pack system that we already have. I can't stand it. It's cash grabbing, exploitive. But microtransactions would be even worse. Imagine a Sims 5 battle pass. Imagine if like every month they do like a battle pass system where you have to complete tasks and you have to like pay for the battle pass and you get free objects. Or imagine if they did loot boxes or season passes. Like, I can just smell it a mile off, and it it really does terrify me. Nobody could afford microtransactions. You know, for context, by the way, The Sims Mobile contains a lot of freemium microtransactions. It's honestly like a more expensive game than The Sims 4. Like, it's literally severe how expensive it is. I feel like maybe, I have no idea, perhaps that's doing well for them financially and they want to capitalize on that in the, you know, PC market. I don't know. I just can't see the whole game working for both PC and mobile. If they made mobile like build mode only and cast only, that'd be fine. But if they wanted to make the whole experience mobile, I am really, really skeptical of it. I mean, you know, do you know what? I just don't think we're going to get an open world world anymore. We've been crying out for it so long, and I just feel like EA's ignoring us because they always ignore us. And I do really hope that Simmers kick off if they start churning out microtransactions, because I know we won't all like it. And if they do, I genuinely think players will just return back to The Sims 4. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? I know I've been very bitchy about The Sims 4, but it's not like a horrific game. It's not the worst game in the world. And I think even when The Sims 5 comes out, like, players will still play The Sims 4. And if they're not careful, if they apply these exploitive cash grabby DLC models to this online MMO metaverse experience, I genuinely think people will just abandon The Sims 5 and go back to The Sims 4. The job post says they want to minimize player churn, so they want to minimize the players, you know, abandoning the game. So hopefully whoever this new head of monetization will be, hopefully they'll see simmers like me kicking off about it, and hopefully they won't have a million microtransactions. Anyways, I feel a bit self-conscious because you guys can see my whole body in this video. Normally you don't see my body. Here I am. And that is definitely not a pile of dirty laundry on the floor. And that is also not a couple of vapes on my bed. That is definitely not what you can see. Anyway, make sure you subscribe so you do not miss any future videos. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.